Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. I hope everyone is in good health. Okay, in this video we will learn chapter 8, Biodiversity, and this is the video of Subtopic 8.1, Classification System and Naming of Organisms. What is the necessity of classification system and naming of organism? So let's discuss about the field in the biology involved in the classification, identification and naming of organism, which name is called taxonomy. Okay, the function of taxonomy to manage information and data which has been collected. Method using in taxonomy is using a systematic and methodological approach to elucidate the scientific community. Okay, what is taxonomic classification system? It involves the classification. During classification, organisms are categorized based on physical feature in a taxonomy hierarchy system. The second one is involve identification. Okay, in identification, organisms are identified using dichotomous key. And lastly, naming. During naming, the organisms are named using a binomial nomenclature system. Okay, the importance of classification and naming of organisms to facilitate study and discussions among scientists at an international level. So this is the scientists that involved in taxonomy. Okay, Carolus Linnaeus is known as the father of taxonomy. He had created a system to name and classify organisms, which is in use even to this day. Classification of organisms. All organisms in the world can be categorized into 6 kingdoms, which are archaebacteria, Eubacteria, Protista, Fungi, plantae and animalia. It classifies based on type of cell, number of cell and type of nutrition. So let's discuss detail about each 6 kingdom. Before we learn about the classification of organism or characteristic of each kingdom, we have to learn, know the terms used in the classification. First is prokaryote. What is prokaryote? Prokaryote is a type of cell which lack of membrane-bound nucleus and membrane-enclosed organelle. So that means the cell do not have membrane of nucleus and membrane of organelle. While another term is eukaryote. Eukaryote means the cell that has a nucleus and membrane enclosed organelle. The third one is unicellular, means a single cell. The organism have only one cell. Multicellular, the organism that have more than one cell. Another characteristic is how the organism to obtain the food. First is heterotroph, an organism that cannot synthesize its own food but obtain food molecule by eating other animals. And another one is autotroph. Autotroph, an organism that can synthesize its own food from organic material by using light energy or chemical energy. So, each kingdom have their own characteristic. First, archaebacteria. Archaebacteria is prokaryote, means the cell do not have membrane and the organelle do not have membrane. Unicellular, unicellular is single cell, autotroph or heterotroph. The example is sulfolobous bacteria or sulfur oxidizing bacteria. Second one is Eubacteria. Eubacteria is also prokaryote, same as archaebacteria, unicellular, and it's also autotroph and heterotroph. Protista. Protista is an example of eukaryote. Okay, eukaryote organisms. The Protista may be in the form of unicellular or multicellular organism. The Protista either autotroph or heterotroph. Second, the fourth one is fungi. Fungi is eukaryote, means has nucleus and membrane enclosed organelle, unicellular or multicellular organism, and fungi is heterotroph, means organism that cannot synthesize its own food but obtain food by absorb the dead decaying matter. Plantae. Plantae is eukaryote and it multicellular organism. Okay, so no organism in kingdom of plantae are unicellular. It's all multicellular and is autotroph. Okay, that means the organism in the plantae kingdom can synthesize its own food from organic material by using light energy. And the last one, animalia. Animalia is eukaryote. So animalia can be formed in unicellular or multicellular organism, and animalia is heterotroph, means cannot synthesize its own food. So let's discuss detail about each kingdom. Archaebacteria is prokaryote, unicellular organism, primitive bacteria, have cell wall with no peptidoglycan. So that means the cell wall does not have peptidoglycan. Live in very hot, acidic, salty or anaerobic environment. Example is sulfolobous species or sulfur oxidizing bacteria and Halobacteria salinarum. Archaebacteria can be divided into three groups based on their habitats. First, metanogen. Metanogen bacteria, obligate anaerobic bacteria are found in swamps and the digestive tract in ruminant and human, produce methane as a metabolic byproduct. So, you can find the metanogen types of archaebacteria in the digestive tract of ruminant and human. Is a type of anaerobic bacteria. Second one is halophile. Halophile found in a place with extremely high salt concentration, such as the Dead Sea. Okay, there is a species of bacteria can live in the extremely high salt concentration. And the last one is thermophile. Thermophile is bacteria that can withstand high temperature and flourish at an optimum temperature of 60 degree to 80 degrees Celsius, found in hot spring and highly acidic location, such as Yellowstone National Park in US. Eubacteria. Eubacteria is prokaryote, unicellular organism and usually form colonies known as true bacteria. Cell wall made out of peptidoglycan. Peptidoglycan is also known as a murin, which is a polymer made of sugar and amino acid. So this is the structure of peptidoglycan. Cytoplasm of the Eubacteria contain ribosome and plasmid, but has none of the membrane enclosed organelle like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum and others. So that means the ribosome and the other organelle have no membrane, none of membrane enclosed. Okay, and the structure of the plasmid, the ribosome and plasmid, the cytoplasm of the Eubacteria contain ribosome and plasmid. Bacteria are classified according to their shape. Okay, so we will discuss about the bacteria in Subtopic 8.3. Example is Streptococcus pneumoniae and Vibrio cholera. Protista. Protista is an eukaryote organisms, unicellular or multicellular organism, heterotroph or an autotroph or both. Okay. Has simple cell organization without specialized tissue. The cell contains a nucleus that is bound by a nuclear membrane as well as other membrane bound organelles. That means Protista have a nuclear membrane and the other organelles have their membrane. Example of Protista is divided into three groups. Example of protozoa, Euglena, amoeba and paramecium. So this is the picture of Euglena, amoeba and paramecium. Example of the other group is algae. So this is Chlamydomonas and Spirogyra. The last one is slime mold. Okay, so this is slime mold. Example of slime mold is Physarum polycephalum. Fungi. Fungi is eukaryote organism. Okay, it's either unicellular or multicellular organism. It heterotroph or saprophyte. Some of the fungi also as a parasite. Their cell wall is made up of chitin. The body is made out of thread-like network of hyphae called mycelium. Example of fungi is Saccharomyces cerevisiae or yeast and Agaricus species, mushroom. So this is the picture of the mushroom. Okay, so we can see the structure of mycelium. So the structure of cell wall of fungal cell is made out of chitin. Plantae. Plantae is eukaryote organism, include all multicellular plants, can synthesize on food via photosynthesis or photoautotroph because they have chlorophyll, can undergo sexual or asexual reproduction. Example of the organism in Plantae is seedless plant such as fern and plant with seed or the flowering plant. So Plantae is green. The organism in Plantae is all the green plant. Animalia. Animalia is eukaryote organism, involve all multicellular animals. All animalia is heterotroph. Most animal can move. Most animal reproduce sexually. The example of animalia is invertebrate such as starfish and vertebrate such as elephant. Okay, so let's discuss about what is taxonomy hierarchy. Okay, taxonomy hierarchy. The hierarchy system used in taxonomy is called linear hierarchy system. The linear hierarchy system classifies organisms according to hierarchy, starting from species to domain. So this taxonomy hierarchy is the way how the organisms are classified. The order of the hierarchy are domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and last one is species. Domain is the highest taxonomy rank of the organism in the hierarchical biological classification system. Each kingdom is divided into smaller group, is called phylum. The organism in the same phylum has mutual characteristics. Organisms in a particular phylum are different from organisms from different phylum. Phylum is further divided into class, while class divided into order. By using the same method, order is divided into family. Family is divided into genus, and genus is divided into species. A species is the smallest group used to classify organisms. Organisms in the same species are capable of interbreeding among themselves to produce viable fertile offspring. The classification order is known as a taxonomy hierarchy. So this is taxonomy hierarchy. Start from domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. So let's look the example how the classification using the taxonomy hierarchy. So this is the example. Okay, how the classification of bat. Okay, the name of the species is Ursus arctos. Okay, it starts from domain Eukarya. Domain Eukarya is highest taxonomy include the organism that has nucleus and membrane enclosed organism. So all the organism in domains, okay, all the animal and also the plant is Eukarya. Eukarya means organism that has a nucleus and membrane enclosed organism. Domain Eukarya, okay, include the kingdom Animalia. Any kingdom Animalia is a kingdom include all the multicellular animals. So we can see in this picture, okay, in the kingdom Animalia there is no plant. Okay, Animalia means animal. All the multicellular animal. Okay, in the kingdom, okay, in the kingdom Animalia have the phylum Chordata. Okay, Chordata phylum means Chordata is the large phylum include the vertebrate animal. So we can see that all the vertebrate animal. So the starfish is not vertebrate, is invertebrate. So it does not in this group. And then the phylum is contain class Mammalia. Okay, Mammalia is the class include the warm-blooded vertebrate and has mammary gland in female. So we can see that the snake Okay, the snake is reptile, so it is not in the mammalian class. Okay, so we have all the type of bear, the fox, and the squirrel. Mammalia, warm-blooded and vertebrate. And then the class of mammalia is we have order Carnivora. Carnivora is mammalian order that eats other animal. You can see that the squirrel is not the eating other animal, so it not in the order of Carnivora. Okay, all the carnivore. And then in the carnivore is family Eucidae. Eucidae comprise 8 species of bear, includes the brown bear, polar bear, American black bear, Asian black bear, sun bear, salt bear, spectacles bears, and giant panda. So we can see all the bears here. Family, all the family of bears. Eucidae. Okay, the genus is Ursus. Ursus is include 4 species of bear, brown bear, polar bear, and 2 species of black bear. So panda is not in same genus as Ursus. And then the last one, species, Ursus arctos, is grizzly bear, and also known as North American brown bear or simply grizzly. So the scientific name of the grizzly bear is Ursus arctos. So this is how the classification using the taxonomy hierarchy. You can see the number of organisms within each group increases from the species to domain, but from domain to species, the number of organisms within each group decreases. The genetic link between each organism becomes closer. So how to name the after we classify the organism, we have to name. So the way to name the organism is binomial nomenclature system. So let's see the picture. Now know your Panthera. So jaguar, the scientific name is Panthera onca. Tiger is Panthera tigris. Snow leopard is Panthera uncia. Leopard is Panthera pardus, and lion is Panthera yo. All the Panthera. So how to name the organism using the binomial nomenclature system. So this system, the formal system of naming organism practice today is called linear binomial system. So how to write the scientific name? So each scientific name consists of 2 words. Okay, such as example Panthera tigris. Okay, Panthera tigris for the tiger. So Panthera is the name of genus, or tigris is the name of species. The first letter of the genus is capitalized. The name of the species is write in small letters. So the rules of the binomial nomenclature system, we have to, when we printed the word, we must be in italic. Okay, when it handwritten, the 2 names must be underlined separately. Okay, so this is an example how to write name of a scientific name. We have to underline the genus and the species separately. So this is the other example of scientific name. Okay, common name of green paddy frog. Okay, Grana eritrea. Okay, so when we handwrite the scientific name, we have to underline. Okay, when the word is printed, must be italic. The scientific name given to all organisms is accepted and used worldwide. So each given name usually provide an idea of the organism traits, the states of their habitat, their country of origin, or to honor the researcher that has studied them. For example, in scientific name for the pea plant, Kssm sativum L. L the L refer to Linnaeus, the first person who named the plant. So this is more example. Homo sapien is nice scientific name of human. So the bacteria Escherichia coli. Okay. So Homo is genus, Escherichia is genus. Okay. Sapien, coli is species. Okay. Okay, the last one is classification using dichotomous key. So dichotomous key is a tool used by taxonomies to identify organisms based on the similarity and difference. By using a series of couplets, each couplet is made out of two statements about the organism traits of its grouping. So this is a group of organisms. Okay, so by using a series of couplets, each couplet is made up of two statements. Example, this is the group of the plant, the group of organism. So this is the two. Each couplet made out of two statements. So the group is animal, the group of organism is animal and plant. Okay, so the key we have write the instruction to the how to read the dichotomous key. Okay, such as animal, go to 2, so we have to go to haslet. Haslet, okay, we read it to go to 3, so we have to read the 3, such as 3A, 3 pairs of leg, go to 4, so we must go to 4 has wing. Has wing means butterfly. Okay, so butterfly have wing, 3 pair of legs, have legs, and butterfly is animal. Dichotomous key is a specific to an identification process. When identifying other organism, a different set of dichotomous key is used. The trait chosen must be based on obvious and observable feature. Okay, we can see the trait used must based on obvious and observable feature. Obviously, we can observe the structure. The organism have legs. Okay, do not have leg. Have 3 pairs, more than 3 pairs. Have wing, do not have wing. Have shell, do not have shell. So it's a obvious and observable feature. The last one, overlapping trait must be avoided. Okay, we can see there is no overlapping traits. Okay, in the dichotomous key. So this is the other ways to classify organism, and we can use spider dichotomous key. So this is how spider dichotomous key. So this is dichotomous key, and this is spider dichotomous key. Okay, same as the dichotomous key. Okay, and this organism is divided into animal and plant. So the organism is divided to animal and plant. Animal have legs and does not have leg. Has leg and do not have leg. Okay, and then the example organism is right down here. Okay, that's all. Thank you.